Hello, 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 reinventors. Well, it's Sue Crum here, and it's Wednesday. And it's the third Wednesday of the month. So, you know what that means? We have the lovely Linda Downey with us today. Hi, Linda. So glad to see you.
Hi, Sue. How are you? Glad to be here.
I am doing well, thank you. And we're galloping right through April. You know, it seems like the year's galloping along.
Yeah.
And I know when we talked 2 weeks ago, we were talking about habits, and I did a Facebook Live last week, and I talked about behavior because it's our daily behavior that really makes those habits either sink or swim. And so, what's the word you have for us for this Wednesday?
Well, I guess it's a little bit on a different tangent than habits and behavior, but I thought we would talk about forgiveness.
Yes, I'm here. I'm ready. Forgiveness. Let me get it here at the screen. All right. Now, tell us why you happen to pick that word for this month at this time, and what's up with forgiveness. Why is that a good word for us to kind of zero in on this April?
Well, a lot of reasons, but given that Easter just passed, and for whether people are Christian or not Christian, I think most people know the story. And there's no better example of forgiveness than when Jesus was being nailed to the cross and said, Father, forgive them. They know not what
Mhm.
they do. So he gave such an amazing example of forgiving no matter what. And the reason that that is an important story and lesson to pay attention to is because when we hold unforgiveness in our body and in our spirit, it's very stressful. And my thing is I help women release stress,
Mm.
and overcome stress. And I think for a lot of people, it seems like, oh, like, so you're going to help me overcome my cluttered schedule and my whatever. But there's a big part of releasing what we've been holding in our bodies, because that could be something from 30 years ago that you never really forgave and never really let go. And I thought we could talk about it because I'm sure it shows up with people in how they collect things and in certain behaviors as a compensation for the pain that there still is inside them because they haven't been able to forgive. So,
That is really that's really powerful. I think forgiveness has so many different components to it. So it's that hanging on to and replaying a tape, how somebody's done us wrong.
yeah,
And then, oh, this is what I should have said. And then I would have done this. And then we do the whole movie over and over and over. But that movie gets stuck. It's kind of like that Groundhog movie with Groundhog Day with um, what's his name?
Adam Sandler. No,
No,
no, no,
no,
no.
no.
The other guy, the older guy,
Bill.
Bill Murray.
Yes, yes. Where you just replay and replay and replay.
Yeah,
And I like how you put in the word release because I'm always talking to my clients about releasing things to the universe. But often it is not only the physical stuff, it's the emotional stuff. And it's the hanging on to rewrite the story differently, where we get into, well, I shoulda, woulda, coulda said this, and then I shoulda, woulda, coulda, left him, or I shoulda, woulda, coulda taken that other job instead of the job I'm stuck in. And so we do a lot of that rear view mirror stuff. And I think it's a combination of, not wanting to forgive others as well as not forgiving ourselves and just saying, well, that was yesterday. That was last year. That was last century. How
yeah,
about that? All the way back to 1999 in the last century. Can I let it go?
right.
And so let it go, that Frozen song. For years I would hear the Frozen song played, and I never saw the Frozen movie at all. Until now, I have this gracious granddaughter in my
I was
life,
going
my
to say
one and
you
only
have it.
grandchild at 5. She not only knows all the words, and has watched the movie now. It's like the only movie she's ever seen, Frozen 1 and Frozen 2. However, she dresses as Elsa every single day to the
Aw.
point where her mother has to wash the Elsa dress at night, even though she has two of them, so she can put it on again in the morning. So she had her Elsa dress on again yesterday, long sleeves, all the way to the floor. I mean, it's 78 degrees outside, but we're in long sleeve Elsa. And it's that Let It Go song that I think has had so much power for people, whether they're 55 or 95 years old. And it certainly applies to the issue of forgiveness. So it's like how many monkeys do we want to carry on our back going through the rest of our life?
Yes.
So we've got Carol here from Chicago, and Charm is here from coastal Georgia, and Chris is here. And I can't remember, Chris. Am I going to say Tennessee? Am I going to get that all wrong? Is it really Michigan? I'm not sure, Chris. I'm not recalling where you're from. So glad to have other people here. We're talking about forgiveness today with Linda Downey. So if people are having a hard Michigan, oh my gosh, did I say Michigan or did I not? I think I did, didn't I? Or
You
did I
said
say
T and
Tennessee?
an M. You said Tennessee and an M one, so
I
I
think I said Michigan.
think you did.
Michigan for the win. All right. So Linda, if people are really kind of stuck on not wanting to let go, because they're sure their position was correct, whatever it was, a relationship with a sibling, a relationship with a parent, maybe a parent who's deceased, or a relationship with a spouse. Charm is writing, forgiveness is key to moving on. Yes. What can people do to get to that point of forgiveness?
Such a good question, and it really depends a little bit on how stuck they are, how much work there is to do. But what I do with clients, and we go back, like forgiveness is one of those things you get to do over and over and over until you die, right? It's not like a one and done. Um, but first we sort of make an assessment of where am I, what am I not forgiving, or who am I not forgiving? So we sort of, because sometimes there's the big things in your life that you are really clear, like, oh, my father left my mother when I was 10 and I've been mad at him ever since. But then there's some other smaller things that you don't really ever think about. So first we take an assessment, and then we start with the easiest ones, not the hardest ones, because this way you can build some muscle. And what's so great, 100% of the time, my clients will, once we do the work, which I didn't finish the steps on, but they'll say, "Oh my God, my body feels different. I feel different in my physical body. I slept better last night after that exercise." Like a lot of different things show up physically and emotionally. So that's why starting with the easier ones as they start to see that helps them get to the place for the harder ones. And then when it's the harder one, it's sometimes it's like writing out a whole contract, who you're haven't been able to forgive, why, what it's costing you. Sorry, that's the dog. Arno, shush. What it's costing you, and then why the cost to you is more important than holding on to the being right and not forgiving. So, like writing that out, why is that important to me? Because it's really never about that other person has no idea, probably, that you feel that way, that you've been holding that. Sometimes it's like siblings or parents that you see at every holiday and they don't know that you're like been pissed off
Mhm,
at them or
mhm.
whatever, or the person died, whatever it is. But there's never any impact, or hardly ever any impact over there. The impact is always here. So when we write it out and start to really see the impact, and then we have to choose that this impact is more important to me than the being right, which nobody even knows
Mm.
about other than me in my head. Um, right. And then we go forward from there. So it's multi-stepped depending on what you're holding.
Well, that is so cool because what comes to mind is a quote from Buddy Hackett. Do you remember the
I do.
round roly poly comedian?
Yeah.
And I saw this quote years back, and it just resonated with me so much. And it goes something like, while you're staying mad at that other person is out there dancing.
Yeah.
It's something like that. I may not have the exact words, but it's, you're staying "Rrr," and they're out dancing. They have no idea
Right.
that this is going on. And so, like you said, if you can let go of that and get that off of you, it's going to have you with a lighter experience going forward. That is fantabulous. I mean, I do think, and certainly we've seen this raise its ugly head a lot in the last, I'm going to say, 6 years of the political climate here in the United States, where it's really got people polarized. And I talk to women all the time, and they say things like, well, my son-in-law hasn't spoken to me, since the last election, or, my my brother threw me out of the house because we have different political views and told me not to come back ever. And it's like these absolutes. We're standing here and we're standing there. Let me see where my hands are with the camera. But we're just staying over here. We're looking for evidence of how right we are. And a lot of energy can get spent on that.
It can. And, wars are fought over being right. Really, people are killed over being right. And if that's how you want to go through this life, you get one chance to go through and you get opportunities to make choices in every moment. So if that's the choices that you want to make, then you're going to have the outcomes that you have. But you can choose something differently. And if you can start to choose, like looking around and seeing that is what people do. And we get a lot of like support. A lot of people will support you, like, no, you shouldn't forgive him. He was such a jerk. I don't blame you for feeling that way. Right. People, you get a lot of traction under that. And when you talk about forgiving someone who really wronged you, like it's really actually true. You're very right that they shouldn't have done that. But you can take the choice or make the choice to take that path. Sometimes it can be lonely because people don't get it because they're just wired to be, like you said, um, or it's an opportunity to set an example and be something different than what we're seeing all over the place. And,
Yeah.
that's really powerful way to live your life, I think.
Okay. If you've just joined us now, we've been talking about forgiveness with Linda Downey. So Carolyn just put in a question. Um, so that's kind of like, recognizing that the other person's out dancing, as Buddy Hackett says in his quote. But what can you do if you're having trouble forgiving yourself for something that you messed up with? You took the wrong job, you moved to the wrong city, you picked the wrong partner, whatever it is, what can you do to help forgive yourself?
It's the same steps. You're no different than somebody else. It might be forgiving God. Something happened. My daughter died. I I never held it against God actually. So, but a lot of people lose someone in their life and they do, or themselves. You make a choice, and then you see that it really had terrible consequences on other people or something. I'm just making it up. And it's the same steps to forgive yourself or to forgive God as it is to forgive another person. You go through the same thing of so it's a process and it's not something that I can do in 10 minutes here,
Right,
um,
right. Well,
but same
you
thing.
know, I remember very clearly when you lost Charlotte, and I just, I mean, my heart stopped. I lost my breath. I just couldn't imagine what you were going through at the time and how you have continued to move through each day. I mean, it's still new. It's just been a couple of years, and um, at age 15, to lose your daughter, that had to have been very hard for you to come through all that. I mean, you're the strongest person I know. I don't know how you do it.
Thanks, Sue. Well, that's why I get to do what I do for a living, because it keeps me where I want to live my life by practicing and working with people, and it keeps me in the same place. But I just used it as an example because I talk to women too all the time. People get on the phone with me and they'll say, I had a woman who lost her daughter as well. So she was really connecting with me and the whole sadness of that. Although I don't feel sadness. I mean, I'm not saying I never feel sadness. Sure, I do, but I don't walk around sad as a mom who lost a child. That's not who I am. It doesn't define me, but it really defined her. And as she was talking, I said to her, "Oh, I'm really sorry that we share that experience. When did that happen for you?" 26 years ago. So for 26 years, she's been mad and upset that it happened and not forgiving. And I don't think that that's how her daughter would want her to have
Mm.
been living all this time. I know it's not how my daughter wants me to live. So so whatever it is, whether it's for yourself or for God, as I said, it's the same process of going through and looking at what it's cost you. And then we dig into some beliefs around yourself. I'm sure it's very similar to what you do with people, because when people are, I don't want to use the word hoarding, but collecting, have clutter and haven't been able to, it represents a lot of things emotionally, I think. Not that I,
Yeah, it does. And there's a living in the past somewhat. They're concerned that the best days are behind them, and if they let go of the physical stuff, they'll forget the memory.
yes,
And so there's a lot of work detaching from that.
yes.
So if someone wanted to have a deeper conversation with you about forgiveness, or perhaps see your master class, where should I point them?
They could send me an email, linda@lindagdowney.com. But I also thought I'm having a free workshop next Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. It's totally free, but you do have to register. I would put the link in. It's going to be Zoom. So it's not like you have to type in and hopefully I see it. No, it's a Zoom. It's free. Right now there's about, I think, 8 or 10 people registered.
So
We're gonna
how would I put in
I'm gonna
free registration?
I'm gonna put in right here. Now, I don't know if you can see, that's the Zoom link to register. Can you see that?
Um, I I don't see it. Wait, maybe it's showing up now. Let's see
It
what it
says
says. It
private
says it will
chat.
show. Yeah. No, let's say what's showing up is where I said linda@lindagdowney.com email. So,
It
uh,
said, so what I can see is private chat with everyone in the studio. I can't put it in comments, but I could send it to you and you can post it if you want.
is it real involved? Can I? Oh, Charm is signing up for it. She says she's going to sign up. Can I type it in right now and it's easy for me, or is it
It's a Zoom. Yeah,
XYZLNMQ?
yeah. It's a
Oh,
Zoom
it's
link.
all that.
Yeah, it's a Zoom
Okay.
link. So,
So let's think about how we can get it in there.
okay, I can send it to you, and then if you, I don't know, I put it in the chat here, but I don't know why you don't see it.
Yeah, it says can't post some. Oh, Carolyn wants to take it too. Can't post some comments to some destinations. That's what it's saying. But
Okay,
gosh, whatever that means. Um, so you'll send it to me, and I will then post it in this
you
chat
can
of
you can
this.
copy and paste it and put it
Perfect.
wherever you want. And
Yeah.
like I said, it's free. I've been doing this once a month of free coaching around something with stress. I pick one topic, one tool, one something, and then I get to really work with people. So people come ready to talk and share.
So I'm writing here. Keep an eye out for the link to Linda's. What are we calling this? Free workshop.
It's a free workshop.
Free
You know
workshop.
what? Maybe
And it will be when? This Monday?
Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Monday night, which is the 25th.
You know what, Sue? Do you want me to paste this right now on your Facebook page?
Yeah, but it won't be in this conversation, will it? So people will wonder what's that about, right?
You know what I'll do? Wait, your Facebook page should show this event going on right now, right? I'll put it in as
Huh?
an event, as like as if I'm watching it, like some,
Okay.
right? So Sue Crum, just remind me, your page is Sue Crum.
Reinventing Your Life? Or are you talking about the business page?
Well, where is this?
This is going on the business page, Sue Crum, Reinventing Your Life, as well as the private women's group, Women Over 40, Decluttering and Reinventing Our Lives.
Sue Crum.
So it might be easier to post it into the business page.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there you are. Founder and owner at Sue Crum, Reinventing Your Life.
Okay. And what time is it on Monday night?
7 p.m. Eastern time. And then once people come,
Eastern time, so that's 4 p.m. Pacific.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Here we go. Here we go. I'm
all right. So I'm going to write that.
Here we go. Oh wait, that's last week's. I'm like, oh, there I am, but my hair's down, so it's not today.
Well, that's great. You can wear your hair different ways.
Here we are. Here we are. Here we are. Okay.
Okay.
There's the Zoom link. Okay.
All right. And then I can take that and post it. Oh, there, it's showing up now. And it's showing up in this one. And if it didn't show up in the women's private group, I can paste it over there.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I'm glad you didn't try to read that to me for me to
type. Yeah, that's not going to work.
With the / and the backslash and then the alphabet soup. Yes. Yeah. Aha. Very good. And how long will that class be?
It depends how many people show up because we're going to do coaching. It's not just going to be me talking. We're going to coach. So it could be 1 to 2 hours. You know.
Oh, 2 hours. Okay, got it.
I mean, if people are talking and engaged,
people are going to be there, engaged.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, then that's okay. So Charm is, I think, signing up for that. She's talking about it right now. She's going to go, and Carolyn's interested. And there may be a few others, and I will repost that as it gets closer to that. And, I think you're just such a model in so many ways of living your life with purpose each day, perseverance, tenacity, and forgiveness, and leading through the stresses of everyday life.
Thank you.
The grief that has come, your way and things like that. So
I appreciate you saying that. What I'd really like to finish the last comment about is that's the way that I can honor my daughter, right? If I choose to be victim-y about it and, I don't know, go work in ShopRite and be sad, I'm not honoring her and who she was. But if I take it and I choose to be powerful with it all, and I'm sorry, he's been wanting to be on camera.
He wants to be in the show, and he wants to sign up for the workshop.
He's on every workshop, by the way. He is. But anyway, that's how I get to honor her, and that's how I get to make it mean something. So it's really just a gift. But thank you for that.
Wow. Well, Charlotte's watching all of this and admiring your tenacity and perseverance just as much as I am. So wishing you a great rest of your Wednesday, and everybody watching and those watching the replay, a wonderful Wednesday wherever you are. Charm says your daughter would want you to live your best life, and I think that is absolutely true. And Carolyn said pets help. So there you go. Yeah, Linda's got two bruisers there with her that keep her in line and focused on others' needs. So that's very healthy.
It's dinner time for them. Can you tell? He's like an alarm clock. It doesn't.
He's going to take a bite out of your necklace.
He's like
getting so hungry. So thank you so much for being here today, Linda, and thank you all for watching. And I'm going to try and do my Word for Wednesday next Wednesday. I am going to be in Anna Marie Island in Florida at a sorority reunion. We've rented a house for 14 of us. Can you imagine? It's going to be noisy and probably lines at the bathroom, but I think there's like 6 bathrooms at the house. So it'll be hysterical, but I'll work to try and do something as a Word for Wednesday next Wednesday if it works out for anybody. And if I don't show up, just know that I'm probably out dining and dancing somewhere with people I went to school with 100 years ago. All righty. Thanks so much for being here today, everybody. And that is it for this Wednesday.
Thank you.